NBA super teams that played in the wrong time. Back in 2020, the Los Angeles Lakers were fresh off a championship in the bubble. LeBron James was still elite at 35. Anthony Davis was dominant, and it felt like the start of another Lakers era. But the very next season, everything went downhill. LeBron missed a chunk of games, AD was constantly hurt, and they barely made it to the playoffs as the 7th seed. Even then, they got bounced by the Suns in the first round. From that point, everyone knew the Lakers weren't the same team anymore. So in the offseason, the front office had a plan. Get another star who could carry the load when LeBron or AD couldn't. That's when the Lakers made a big trade, sending Kyle Kuzma, KCP, Montrezl Harrell, and a first-round pick to the Wizards for Russell Westbrook. The logic made sense. Russ was coming off another triple-double season and had just dragged Washington to the playoffs. The Lakers thought, if we have LeBron, AD, and Russ, at least one of them can always be on the floor. They also added Carmelo Anthony, Dwight Howard, and a bunch of other veterans. The roster was full of familiar faces and former all-stars. It sounded like a super team straight out of a video game. But here's the problem. Most of these players were way past their prime. They were old, slow, and couldn't space the floor the way modern NBA teams did. While the rest of the league was getting younger, faster, and living on the three-point line, the Lakers were trying to play 2010-style basketball in 2022. It just wouldn't work. And here's where the crazy part. Davis missed half the season, Westbrook couldn't fit with the team, Carmelo struggled on defense, Dwight wasn't the same rim protector anymore, and even though LeBron was still putting up wild numbers, he couldn't carry that team by himself. The chemistry just never clicked. By the end of the season, the so-called super team completely collapsed. They finished 33-49 and missed the playoffs entirely. Even Frank Vogel got fired right after. If that same team had been formed 5 or 6 years earlier, when Russ was still explosive, Melo was still an elite scorer, Dwight was still a defensive monster, and LeBron was still in his absolute prime, it probably would have worked. The Lakers weren't bad players. They were just built for the wrong time.